Greetings, peoples! I got something really special for you nomads today, especially those of you who live on the road full-time, part-time, work from the road, or do a lot of traveling, because I got my hands on Verizon's brand new $65 a month unlimited hotspot plan, and I'm about to show you the pros and cons. HOBOTECH. So I'm coming at you today from Prescott, Arizona. I am currently camped on the road outside my friend's house. Give you guys a quick look. That's what it looks like out my back window. It's been a pretty nice day. So what I have in my hand is a Verizon Jetpack loaded down with Verizon's brand new $65 a month, totally unlimited, totally untethered, unlimited. When I say unlimited, I mean unlimited. You can connect on this device up to 15 devices to it. And there's no limitations, there's no tethering limits, there's no hotspot limits. It's truly unlimited. But there's one really big catch, and I'm going to show you guys what that is. But first, I want to thank you all for your sticker orders. I got lots more orders. This is just the last day. A lot of you are taking advantage of that coupon code, which is still good until tomorrow. You guys figured out you can buy one of each sticker, which equals $10, and then you can use the coupon and get the stickers for $9 total shipped to your door. I got a couple international orders here too, so thank you from Australia and Canada. You guys should get your stickers. It might take up to 2 weeks, so just be patient. So I'm going to go ahead and drop these in the box now while there's still a little bit of daylight. Then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you all about this hotspot, because this hotspot I got refurbished from Amazon for a really good price compared to what they wanted to sell me in the Verizon store. So I'm going to tell you how to get this plan, how to get this hotspot, how to put the two together to have some really seriously fast speeds sometimes. So what I have here is Verizon's Netgear AC791L. This is a prepaid hotspot. So basically what I did was I went out and I bought this hotspot device first, and then I went out and I got the Verizon plan at a Verizon store. So you can pick up this device. This is a refurbished device, although when I got it, it looked brand new. There's not a scratch on it. So I don't know how they do a refurbish on this and make it look at 100% brand new, but it is. And in fact, it was completely wiped and charged when I got it. So I don't know. If you go to a Verizon store and try to get this plan, it's a prepaid plan. What that means is you pay first and then you get the service instead of having like a 2-year contract. Because typically what they do is they want you to come into the store and get a device like this for $200 to $300, subsidize it over a 2-year contract. And what they'll do is they'll say, we'll give you this device for free if you do a 2-year contract with us at, $100 a month or whatever it normally would be for a Verizon postpaid plan. Now, if you do the Verizon postpaid plan, it'll get you around the one issue with this prepaid plan. Now, let me tell you what that issue is. The prepaid plan, you can go on Verizon's website, go to the prepaid section, and you can see they have it's $70 a month for the unlimited hotspot only plan. Now, this only works on hotspots. It does not work on a cell phone or a tablet or anything. So you cannot get this plan on a tablet or on a phone. You have to activate it on a hotspot. So that's one of the reasons why you want to have the hotspot device first. And you can actually walk into a Verizon store and they'll put the chip in here and it'll work right away. So what I originally tried to do was use my old 4G hotspot that I had from eBay. I bought a little over a year ago, I bought on eBay the Verizon Unlimited 3G for $5 a month plan. That was one of the things touted on Cheap RV Living, Bob Wells' channel. I got it. It worked just fine up until a month before I broke down in Rollins, where they terminated the plan without any kind of notification at all. Basically, I went to use the device and it didn't work, and I called up and the phone number was gone. They basically just deleted me from their system. Because the 3G $5 a month deal skirted their terms of service. So it was one of those, you risk it, it could be canceled at any time. I paid a whole $65 for the device and then $5 a month for over a year of of unlimited 3G service. It served its purpose. I was totally happy with it. So when it was canceled, I just went, okay, so big deal. And then I broke down in Wyoming where there was no AT&T whatsoever, and I went without internet. And I says, as soon as I get back into civilization, I'm going to get Verizon again, but this time I'm going to get the 4G. And it was just too expensive. Until literally 2 weeks ago, I found out on Technomadia. Thanks again, Technomadia. You guys are awesome. I found out from them about this new Verizon 4G prepaid plan that's only good for hotspots. And I go, you know what? I don't need another phone number. I don't need another mobile phone. What I really need is a nice hotspot that I can use next to my AT&T hotspot for getting internet on the road. So this is my hotspot that I use for AT&T. This is just the cheap $60 one that I bought at Walmart. I literally just picked it up at Walmart and I threw my Cricket wireless SIM card in it to get unlimited AT&T. But the problem with this is that it's capped at 8 megabits a second download and upload. And AT&T isn't everywhere. It is 90% of the places I've been to, I've had no issues with AT&T. I know a lot of people complain that AT&T has bad coverage and slow service, but let me tell you something. Compared to Verizon, a lot of the times AT&T is faster. There's been a lot of places where you get AT&T and no Verizon. And I know that for sure from I had the Verizon 3G for a year, and there were a lot of times I got nothing on that and I would have something on this and vice versa. So the way I see it, if you make your living from the road and you need to have connectivity at all times like I do, you got to have both. You have to have an AT&T and you have to have a Verizon. Now I pay $55 a month for AT&T through Cricket Wireless. That's been doing awesome for me for a very long time. And like I said, this hotspot was only $60. I picked it up at Walmart. I think it's the ZTE Velocity. I think that's what it's called. Now, this device for Verizon I picked up on Amazon. And the reason why I got it on Amazon is because when I went to the Verizon store, they wanted to sell me a $250 hotspot because I was doing a prepaid plan. Basically, if you do prepaid, you have to pay full price for the devices. The cheapest one they had was $200, and they had something that was like $300, and then there was the one that was like this, which was kind of in the middle. And I was not going to pay $250 for a hotspot. So I did some research, like I always do. I went online, did a lot of research, and I found a highly rated, unlocked Verizon device that would work on their network that I didn't have to have a plan for. So this is the Verizon Jetpack 4G. It's called the Netgear AC791L. And I have a link to this in the description. You can go to HOBOTECH.tv/Amazon, go down to the internet section, and you can pick this up. It's $125. Some people say that's a lot of money, but most of you know if you ever tried to buy a hotspot outright, you're paying at least $200, if not $300 for a hotspot. So this is $125 refurbished. And what the interesting thing about this device, it has a 24-hour battery, so you can run this for a full 24 hours without recharging it. And also, it has 2 antenna ports on the bottom. So if you do not have a booster antenna, you can actually, on these bottom corners, you can plug a dual antenna into this. And it's important to have the dual antenna because it's much better signal than a single antenna. You could buy the dual antenna for this and not have a booster system like I do and still get a really good coverage. The antenna in this is very good. You can also charge your phone from this. So say you want to carry this around as like a secondary battery pack and your internet service, and it'll allow the drain the battery from this to charge your phone down to 25%. By default, you can change that in the settings. I went into the advanced settings of this thing, and it has like all kinds of like neat features in there. You can select 2.4 or 5 gigahertz network, which is awesome because my other hotspot didn't have 5 gigahertz network, which is way faster. And that's very important if you're in a crowded neighborhood. Like I am right now, if you pull up the 2.4 gigahertz band, there's like 50 channels, right? If you pull up the 5 gigahertz band, there's like a dozen channels. So there's a lot less air traffic. This also provides a guest network. Now, as something else my other hotspot didn't do. Say you want to share internet with the people that you're camping with, but you don't want them on your actual network. Say I actually have a network in my van run from a router, which has access to my computers and stuff. Now, I don't want to give people the password to my network, but I can give them the guest password to this, and it only allows them internet access. It will not allow them to look at your other computers. Basically, it allows you to be a nice person and share your internet without a security issue. One of the reasons why I bought this device, because there was one that was cheaper, like $70 or $80, and there was another one that was like $115. And the one that was like $115 didn't get very good reviews. One of the reasons why I got this device over the other devices was that this works internationally. This actually supports all the bands for 4G across the globe. So you can take this to any country. So say you're going through Canada to go to Alaska, you can use this hotspot on Verizon's network and it'll work just fine because it includes all the bands for 4G. So that's why I spent a little bit more for this. And I still think $125 is considered cheap, seeing that this is like a little tiny computer with a big battery in it that you can carry around with you and get internet access. Now, this does support up to 15 devices simultaneously, so you can pretty much have the whole campground using this thing. Okay, so that's enough about the hotspot. Now you're going to ask me, okay, Tom, what about the service? You know, what's the catch? Everyone knows Verizon's pretty much the most expensive network. They have the best coverage, but they're also the most expensive. Even if you have their best plan on the network right now, you can have some hotspot, but it's limited to 15 gigabytes. This is unlimited, truly unlimited. This is the first time in years, many years, that they have offered any kind of real unlimited hotspot plan. My understanding is they will limit your video streaming to 1080p. I haven't noticed that. I actually went on YouTube and I started watching 2K video, and it didn't cap me at 1080p, so I don't understand where that cap is, if there is any. But they say that in the contract that it's limited to 1080p. Now, what's the biggest downside with this device, you're asking me? Well, it is always network managed. Now, if you don't know what network management means, basically what it means is that if you're in an area where there's congestion, right now I'm in a pretty busy neighborhood, there's lots of people walking around with cell phones to their face, they're using up lots of bandwidth. Now, if they're on Verizon's regular $90, $100 a month plan, they get priority service up to the first 22 gigabytes of data. So for the first 22 gigabytes of data that they use, they get priority service, meaning if there's 100 people on it and 10 of them have priority and the other 90 don't, those first 10 people are going to get all the bandwidth on that tower, and then whatever's left is going to get split up between the other 90 people. Now, this normally where I camp is not a problem because I camp away from towns, big cities, pretty much out in the wilderness where there aren't that many people hitting the towers. So network management for me has not been a problem on my AT&T because my AT&T is also network managed at 22 gigabytes, which I use up in usually 5 to 7 days. I hit my cap. So after that 22 gigabytes, I should be getting throttled. And that's usually not the case, although it did happen at the RTR. It has happened when I've been in cities, especially bigger cities. I'll get throttled down really low on this thing. And you would think a big city, they have more towers, but it's just sheer number of people hitting the towers. And if you're being network managed, you're going to get pushed to the bottom. Now, this device is always pushed to the bottom. So if there's anybody else on that tower and they're using any kind of real bandwidth, you're going to suffer. Now, I'm not going to recommend this device to anybody, or this plan, I should say. I'm not going to recommend this $70/$65 a month plan. And I say $65 a month because if you auto pay, it's $65 a month. So I'm going to call it from this point on the $65 plan. If you are on the $65 plan and you live in a busy town or city, this probably isn't going to be for you unless you have no problems waiting till nighttime. Because what I found is that later at night, typically after 10 p.m., this thing will blaze. I mean, it's super fast at night, but then during the day, it's crushingly slow. And that is when I switch over to my AT&T. So basically what I'm trying to do is save my 22 gigabyte network management cap on this device by using this device for all my heavy lifting. So all my YouTube uploads, anything else that I need to download that's large, I'm going to try to do it on Verizon later at night. And then when I need to do a live stream or something during the day, or I just need internet access during the day, because the Verizon gets very slow when it's being network managed. And I'm going to prove that to you with some speed tests right now. Okay, on this first screenshot, you're going to see I started doing the test. I basically did a 24-hour test. So the first test I did at 3 p.m. yesterday, you'll see that I got 0.14 megabits down. That is basically just above dial-up speed. But my upload speed was almost 7 megabits, so that was good. I did several more tests to verify that this wasn't a fluke. So you can see the 3 tests I did after that, they're all less than a half a megabit a second download, and they're all generally 4 to 5 megabit upload, which if you're doing YouTube or anything that has upload bandwidth needs, this device will still work well for you, because this was in the middle of the day, which was busy. It was a busy Monday. If you notice, I did another test above that at 4:52 p.m., again slow, and another one at 4:54, again slow, but the upload speed picked up to 10 megabits a second. I went in the house and I hung out with my friends for a while, and I came back out to the van just after midnight, and I decided to go ahead and do some speed tests to see if it got any better after midnight. Well, you can see here that the speed dramatically increased. I mean, it went from almost nothing to well over 30 megabit a second download, and we hit 13 megabits a second on the upload. And I did 3 tests in a row just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke. And look at the milliseconds. That's a very good ping. 36, 31, 35 milliseconds. That's fast. So this could be used for pretty much any of your needs. So I woke up this morning, had breakfast, and I decided, let me go ahead and do a speed test late morning. The ping went up to 70 milliseconds, and the download was back to only 2 megabits. But the upload was still 13 megabits, so there was a lot of download traffic early this morning. Did another test in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, 2 megabits, and again, the upload speed dropped to 8 megabits. Then I did another speed test at 3 o'clock, 3:17 p.m., again, it dropped back to less than a megabit a second, and then the upload speed, again, was around 7 megabits a second. So this was a full 24-hour test during the week. You really don't want to count the weekends, because the weekends can be very variable, but this is what you could expect speed-wise if you're in a congested area, and I'm definitely in a congested area. There's a lot of new houses that have been built here. A lot of people have moved in. The streets are packed full of people here. And this is a smaller town, so it's really hitting those towers. So am I going to recommend this plan and this device? Yes. If you're a nomad and you travel around and you want to save money, yet you want to have the best service, Verizon has the best network, and you want to get it at a reasonable $65 a month, and you want to have unlimited, if you're a YouTuber, you got to have something like this. You have to have some way to upload your videos that are sometimes 1, 2, 3 gigabytes each. You need to have a lot of data available if you do any kind of real online work, or if you watch a lot of YouTube or do a lot of Netflix or anything like that. You got to have something that has a real high or unlimited amount of data. I do not recommend this if you spend most of your time in a town or a city, because you're going to get throttled really hard during the day. And unless you're okay with that and willing to wait until night, which in my case, I have my AT&T for the day. This I can guarantee. Right now I can run a speed test on this, and it's 8 down and 8 up. And that's going to be rock solid like that every single day until my network management kicks in, and then, of course, it would probably be less. But I can count on this for my other duties, and I can use my Verizon for being able to just use lots and lots of data, especially later at night. I just wait till later at night to download things, or I usually upload my videos late at night anyway, so it's not a big deal if I got to wait till 10 o'clock to get all the bandwidth, because then this thing will be smoking. So again, if you guys are interested in the plan, you can get this device on Amazon. This is a refurb, and I highly recommend refurbs because this is Amazon refurb. They very strictly go through and make sure the devices are absolutely perfect, and you're saving like I don't know, I think this is $200 normally, so you're saving $75 for really no reason at all. It's perfect. It's a perfect device. So save the money. Get it on Amazon. Of course, if you get it on Amazon, that's going to help me out because I'll get a couple bucks off of each sale. After you get the device, head over to VerizonWireless.com and go to their prepaid section and go to the $70 a month and sign up there. Or just take the device, which is what I did, take the device down to your local Verizon Wireless store, get the SIM card right then and there, sign up right then and there. You walk out of the store 20 minutes later and it's running. So I suggest just going to the store and getting the SIM card, getting the plan, and trying to do it online because you're dealing with issues online. You go to the store, they're there for you. I mean, that's what you're paying the extra money for, is for the brand name, right? So they'll be able to help you out and get you set up. Hopefully this helped you out because the RTR is coming up, guys. And let me tell you something. Last year, anybody who was on Verizon got crushed. I think they said it was 5,000 or 6,000 people, somewhere between 4,000 and 6,000 people showed up at the RTR last year. And 90% of them were on Verizon. And pretty much anybody on Verizon had no internet access at all. I had AT&T through Cricket Wireless, and I was smoking fine until I hit that network management 22 gigabyte cap about a week into the RTR. Then I got crushed, and I really had to wait overnight to upload videos. It was horrible. So let me tell you right now, don't expect to get this device and show up at the RTR and expect smoking speeds, because there's going to be over 10,000 people expected at the RTR this year. And if you go in with Verizon only, you're going to be crushed. So I'm going to suggest have a secondary plan, whether it's Sprint, T-Mobile, or whatever. I suggest AT&T. I think they're a lot faster and have better coverage than those other guys. But have this as your secondary device. I'm telling you, it's worth the extra money to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some information. I know not too many people have talked about this $65 a month hotspot plan. So I figured I'm going to snag it up and talk about it. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. And that's it for now. Till next time.
Odin commands you to like and subscribe. And clean my litter box.
Hey Odin, what do you think about the hotspot plan? You don't like it? What's up with that? You're supposed to love it. Get you online. How do you think I get all your cat food? You know, I get all your cat food on Amazon. Do you care? Do you care at all? Hey, thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe, share, and like. And we'll see you guys next time. Say hi, Odin.
Joe Lazaro.